Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. For today's video, we are going there with the glam. It's full coverage, it's a lot of product, it's a lot of layers, but it's a lot of glam. If it's not for you, this is your moment to exit out of this. But if you love it, and if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to begin, I'm using the Ren Ready Steady Glow Daily HA Tonic to tone our model's skin. This is a great toner if you're somebody who's looking for something that exfoliates, visibly brightens and tightens, and hydrates for a smooth, even, and energized looking complexion. You'll find it leaves the skin just a tad bit tacky after using it, but I find moisturizer works really well on top of that kind of base. You'll also notice that I'm applying this on with a soft cotton pad to the complete areas of the face in a really delicate style. Once we have that toner applied, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream to really get the skin plumped and moisturized. Even though, yes, this is a makeup tutorial, the skincare is just as important, guys. Especially when we're planning on using a lot of layers of a lot of different products on the skin, we need something that's going to support that. So by getting the skin super hydrated, we're preventing the possibility of the makeup looking cakey. And in my opinion, the skincare makes the makeup look even better throughout the day because as the makeup wears, the magic of the cream product really starts to come alive and peek through the makeup, making the skin look radiant. And as usual, I'm applying this on with the same makeup sponge that I'll be using throughout the remainder of the application. Oh, and be sure to always bring your moisturizer down the neck and chest. For foundation, I'm applying the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Foundation in the shade 420 Bronze, and I'm using this as the base color. Veronica has been spending a little time in the sun lately, so her face and neck is lighter than the rest of her body, which is why I'm going in a shade or two deeper today. And that's pretty common too if you're someone who's pretty good about applying sunscreen on your face every day and you spend a little time in the sun, your face is going to be a little bit lighter. So I like matching everything, and then I'll go in later to brighten particular areas of the face again. And I like this foundation because you can build it up to be full coverage, and it works really well on top of moisturizers, and cream, concealers, and contours blend like a dream on top of it. To brighten and conceal, I'm using the Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light, and I'm placing this right underneath Veronica's eyes, exaggerating the shape by really extending it outwards towards the temples. This will really lift and brighten this area of the face once we blend it out later on. It's no secret by now that the Shape Tape is definitely a full coverage concealer, but if you're looking for something even more full coverage, I recommend trying out the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I've used it on my channel before. That's as as full coverage as it gets, but it's not necessary to use in this instance because Veronica doesn't have much discoloration around her eyes. And besides the eyes, I'm applying this on the chin, Cupid's bow, down the center of the nose, and the center of the forehead to highlight these areas as well. Next, I'm using the Makeup Forever HD Foundation Stick in the shade Y505 to contour and shape her face while we leave the concealer there to later blend out. It all comes down to preference, but I like applying on cream contour products with a smaller blush brush, so that's what you see happening here. I'm applying this product to the areas I want to add more depth and color to, such as below the cheekbones, the jawline, the perimeter of the forehead, down the sides of the nose, and just below the lower lip to make it appear a little bit more, pouty. And I gotta make up for not showing the blending process in last week's video, so I've included a good amount of it in today's tutorial. Of course, if you want to skip over the next few minutes of the blending process, you're welcome to do so, but it's my favorite part, and if it's your favorite part too, then enjoy. Okay, as we're just finishing up here on this blend, you'll notice I'm holding a paper towel in my hand and blotting off any excess product in the sponge. I find this really helpful when doing a full coverage look because the sponge, as I blend out the product, will pick up excess product that's not needed. And instead of taking that product and continuing to blend that into the skin, I lightly dab it off on the towel. That's why I don't worry too much about the generous amount of concealer I put underneath the eyes. I'm expecting for the sponge to pick up some of that product. So it all kind of works out. But now that we have this blended, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder to set the makeup. I'm starting with applying this to the under eye area with a powder puff because the under eye area is first to crease usually. So I'm setting that first, getting it out of the way with, and I'll then move on to the rest of the face. And you'll notice I'm using a light hand with this because I'm not wanting to disrupt the concealer that we had just worked so hard to blend out. I'm lightly pressing this powder onto that concealer, setting it into place before we set the rest of the skin. And later on, I'll come back with more powder to bake different areas of the face. Okay, so this makeup is set and it's not going anywhere now. So to add some color to the cheeks, I'm using these two blushes from Makeup by Mario in the shades Creamy Peach and Poppy Pink, and I'm lightly dusting this onto the cheeks. Most of you know by now that I love a good blush, so I tend to be pretty generous with this. Mind you, on camera it reads a little different than in person. Unless you're intending to be on camera, you may not need to use this much blush or even the amount of products I'm using today to get that full coverage result you want, but I have toned down the studio lights for today's filming a little so you can really get a good idea of how the skin looks with the amount of products we're using. And as promised, I'm heading back to our translucent powder to bake the under eye area and jawline. I've brought the powder here up to the sides of the nose, which will really brighten and snatch this area. But more than anything, this powder is going to catch any fallout we have later on when we apply the loose pigments and glitters. Moving on, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil in the shade Taupe to fill in her brows a bit. Our model already has some pretty great brows, so I don't want to go too overboard with filling them in, especially since I'm going to be creating a pretty dramatic and bold eye look today, but I do want them a little darker in color so they peek through the bangs that I apply on later. You all, for the outro shots, I got totally inspired by the iconic Pamela Anderson messy, sexy, bombshell hair look, so that's how I styled her hair today at the end. Added some bangs, tossed her hair, gave it some hairspray, and it's everything. I need to start doing some hair tutorials. Soon, if y'all want, I can do that. Just let me know. But anyways, I'm using this one size brow Kiki gel in the shade Blonde to give her brows a bit more support. I'm just lightly running this through the brow hairs, which will hold them into place while also giving them a hint of color. To start on the eyes, I'm using this shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette and blending this out on the upper eyelid. This color is going to be the backdrop for the other shades we use. And as you can see, I'm not being really precise here. I just want to get the color on and then buff it out. And that's usually how some of my best eye looks come about. I don't overthink it. It's when I'm too careful, too precise, that I begin to nearly sabotage myself. So I just throw the product on, buff it out, and if there's anything I find that needs to be blended out a bit more, I'll do so at the end. And it's the same color that I'm going to take below on the lower lash line to smoke out. Alrighty, let's spice this on up a bit. I'm using this shade called Mulberry from the same eyeshadow palette and only applying this to the crease area and to the inner and outer corners. Again, not being really careful here, just getting the product on and buffing it out, creating the shape and dimension where I want it. I'm leaving the center of the lid bare for another shade I have in mind. So this is going to be kind of a halo style of eyeshadow application or a more diffused style of a cut crease. Usually with a cut crease, there's more precision. So if that's
that's the direction you want to take with this, you could just run concealer under this maroon colored eyeshadow we're applying now, but I prefer this more diffused, effortless style. And by the way, I'm using the mini version of the Soft Glam palette. You can find the same shades that I'm using today in the full-size version if you have it already, but there's no way I could show my full-size Soft Glam palette on camera. It's way too busted looking. It's embarrassing. So I opened up this mini one I had for today. And also I'm taking that same shade and smoking it out underneath. And then I'm using this Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighter in the shade Sunset Aura to pop right in the center of the lid along with the inner corner. And these shades together look so incredible. While the maroon burgundy color brings out her eye color, the gold shimmer brings out the warm golden undertones in her skin. And to make this eye look super glam, I'm taking this one size Point Made black gel eyeliner and running this through the waterline and upper lash line before smudging it out a tiny bit with a detailed blending brush. This just really intensifies the look and brings it to a whole other level. Now, if black eyeliner is not your thing, you can totally skip this step, but at this point, listen, I've already committed to a full glam look on Veronica, so I'm going for it. And not that she needs it, by the way. There's sometimes a negative stigma around girls or boys who like a full coverage glam look. Obviously, our model is naturally stunning without the makeup, but sometimes it's just fun to play dress up and feel glamorous, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you're down for the black eyeliner, you go for it. Okay, for the lashes, I'm running a thick coat of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, starting from the base of the lash and working the wand all the way to the ends. Don't be shy with this, guys, especially if you're adding on false lashes on top. We'll want the falsies to blend in with her natural lashes without there being a gap in between. For lashes, I'm using these Rokael lashes in the style Solarflares, and I'm applying these right on top of her natural lashes. And man, I feel like it's been forever since I've used a dramatic lash, and I don't know why. It looks so good. Alright, after I complete the other eye off camera, I'm using this Makeup Forever highlighter to add some glow back to the skin. I'm applying this on the highest point of her cheekbones, a tad bit to the forehead, down the center of the nose, and Cupid's bow. You can really build this highlighter up to be like blinding if that's your style, but since there's so much happening with the eye makeup today, I wanted the glow to be a bit more, like subtle. And I know you don't hear me say subtle very often, but sometimes less really is more. Now for the lips, I'm using this Morphe lip liner in the shade Sweet Tea, and I'm using this to trace the border of her lips. I'm not so much overlining today. I think she has a really beautiful lip shape as is, but I'm adding back in dimension and accentuating that shape she already has. And obviously we're going for a nude lip color today. You can't go wrong with that. I don't want anything too bold that would compete against the eye look. I want the eyes to have their own moment. So this liner shade is great, and when it's paired with a gloss, it's perfection. The gloss I'm using is this Laura Mercier one in the shade Bare Pink, and I'm applying this right on top. It's the perfect peachy, pinky, nude color to complement this look. And I didn't even use a lipstick today, just a little lip liner and a little gloss, and bada bing, bada boom, that's all we need. So heading back to our Too Faced mascara, I'm running this through the bottom lashes, and I'm being pretty generous with this because the top lashes are pretty dense and dramatic, and I need to balance those out with a strong bottom lash. And you can see it nearly looks like she has false lashes on, doesn't it? It makes such a big difference. Once I have this applied, I'm going to head over to the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to set and lock this makeup into place. Also, more than anything, it just helps melt all that powder and product we used into the skin, making it appear more seamless. And lastly, I'm using this Ben Nye Copper Glitter and applying just a smidge of this onto the eyelids. And look how expensive it makes the eye makeup look. And if you have any fallout, you can just wipe it right off with a brush. I mean, look at those eyes. Oh, I love glitter. Oh goodness. Anyways, this officially makes for the very last step in how we created this full coverage glam on our naturally beautiful model.
There we have it, kids. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.